Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua B'Shem Rakakodah. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video, "And shameful spewing shall be on thy glory." And shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. This is Habakkuk 2 verse 16. And I might just read most of this. Anyway, this is the verse in its entirety. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Meaning, where your glory was, it would be replaced by shame. Drink thou also. That's Jeremiah 49, that cup they're going to have to drink. That we drunk the cup and we're the Lord's people. And you think you're not going to drink the cup? That's also in Revelation. Anyway, it says, thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also. And let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. Let me do this. And I'm going to be forced to read Habakkuk 2. So let's read this in the NLT. Let's see what the NLT says. You're going to know where I'm getting at in a minute. This is in the NLT. But soon it will be your turn to be disgraced. Come, drink, and be exposed. Drink from the cup of Yahweh's judgment, and all your glory will be turned to shame. Now we got to open this up. I don't know if you heard the news, this Epstein thing, or these, this Nero 47 trying to stop it in every way he can. And this is news going around that part of those emails, Nero 47 did something very naughty to another person. I'm not going to say whether it's male or female. This place is done. This place is done. You're being exposed. Jay Rockefeller made a statement. He said that the internet should have never been invented. Let me go see if I can find that. Jay Rockefeller, the internet never should have been. Come on, man. Is the devil still alive? Okay, copy. Let me see if is he still living? He's still living. Currently, he's 88 years old. The internet should have never been invented. J. Rockefeller. J. Rockefeller. Internet should have never been invented. J. Rockefeller. Put it in quotations. The hell? Remember that old thread? Senator J. Rockefeller insinuated that the internet should have never been invented, and days later sponsors the Cybersecurity Act. Ooh! The Cybersecurity Act of 2009. May 8th, 2009, Senator J. Rockefeller insinuated that the internet should have never been invented, and days later sponsors the Cybersecurity Act of 2009. Let's look that up. No, let me do it this way. See, they can't control it. The internet is the wild, wild west. Enhancement in 2014. Let's see what this is all about. The Cybersecurity Act. I hope this mic is working. The Cybersecurity Act was a U.S. Senate bill introduced in 2009 by Senator Rockefeller and Snow that proposed to increase cybersecurity throughout the federal government, improve the protection of critical infrastructure, and promote research and development. Key provisions included measures to give the government authority over the internet, such as shutting down traffic and establishing minimum cybersecurity standards for devices. While the bill did not pass, it sparked debate about the government's role in the cybersecurity and influenced later legislation. Give me a second here. They can't control the internet. That's why they want to totally take it over. What did I read? This 2024. The Cybersecurity Enhancement Act 2024. Senate 1353. Cybersecurity Enhancement Act 2014, excuse me. A voluntary consensus-based headcount industry-led led set of standards and procedures to cost effective reduce cyber risks to critical infrastructures. Now, what did I read? Let me come back. Give me a second here. I believe this is it. Give me a second here. Throughout the federal government. Okay, 29 Senator Rockefeller Snow that proposed to increase cybersecurity throughout the federal government and improve the protection of critical infrastructure and promote research and development. Key provisions include measures to give the government authority over the internet. Measures to give the government authority over the internet, because this was the wild, wild west. So they gotta control it. You know, and now you just can't come in with cyber bullies. You too many cyber bullies. So we got to know where you live, your cell phone number, what your mama's maiden name, and so forth. The World Wide Web is still wild, wild west, but they're getting control over it. So anyway, because if they had full control, this wouldn't come out. You know, Nero 47 and his home and this other person of interest. Not gonna say nothing. I'm speaking in code. Let me close this. Before this man goes down, the Most High is gonna, the whole world's gonna see him for who he is. We've been telling you that these presidents, give me a second. These presidents, give me a second here. I'm gonna get back over here. These presidents were nothing but the emperors back then. The Senate, senators, Congress, the two houses of Congress, the Senate, the Supreme Court. That all went back to the Roman Empire. These are the same people. This is Rome all over again. And what did they do? What did the emperors do and these senators do behind closed doors? The whole Diddy situation, open it up to they all do this. They mentioned Denzel Washington. Oh, not Denzel, that good, clean Christian. Anyway, this is NLT, but soon it will be your turn to be disgraced. Deuteronomy 30 verse 7. The curses are coming on you now. And the curses are being peeled off of us little by little. The Canaanites was taken down little by little. That's actually in the scriptures, Deuteronomy 7. Drink from the cup of the Lord's judgment, but soon it will be your turn to be disgraced. They're in their time of their being disgraced. Come, drink, and be exposed. Drink from the cup of Yahweh's judgment, and all your glory will be turned to shame. Shameful spewing. Let me go back to that. As a matter of fact, I don't got to go back to that. Let me do this. So I'm in the NLT. This vision is for a future time, which is now. It describes the end, and it will be fulfilled if it seems slow in coming, wait patiently for it. It will surely take place. It will not be delayed, because it's happening now. This man, we can see the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. Then Yahweh said to me, Habakkuk, write my answer plainly on tablets, so that a runner can carry the correct message to others. What's written on the tablets are the prophecies, and we're the runners. We're running with it. You're not supposed to put it, was that Luke 19, put it in a napkin and bury it. We're the watchtower. Watchtower, they don't take off. There's no days off with the watchtower. Oh, Sundays is nope. You got to have the watchtower to protect the city around the clock. We see things and we warn you. We see the enemy coming. We see the wolf coming. The sea ragamuffin was the wolf, the enemy, and we told y'all the enemy's coming. The mother camp said, "Nah, that's not the enemy. They're coming to help y'all." That's why all these other camps are being exposed, right along with Esau. It's embarrassing that the ISUPK still teaches that, and that's through pride, that John fell out the truth. That's embarrassing, man. That's utterly embarrassing. Captain Zarek used to think about leaving the ISUPK over that, or getting it straight. The right thing to do is to get it straightened out. Look, we're going off on this. We're going off on this, saying John the Baptist fell out the truth. Just to give you an example, I get on IUIC so much, we don't even really get on ISUPK, but this thing came up again, so we got to get on it again. We got to call it out. So Habakkuk 2 verse 16 is talking about who? Esau. Well, where does it say Esau? We know by the Spirit. Look at now how you know it's talking about Esau, because he's proud. Look at the proud. They trust in themselves, and their lives are crooked, they're corrupt. All these guys that say they're gonna do these good things and they're good, they're all Christians. They're all good. You got them in church. You got them on the Wailing Wall. There's just such. They just want the best for everybody. The government shutting down for 40 days, it broke a record. The last time the government was shut down, you can check me, because I checks everything. The last time, guess when the last time government was closed? It was closed when 2017. I think it was 2017 going into 2018, if I'm not mistaken. And that was for 35 days. That was a record. That was the longest. The next one after that was, if I'm not mistaken, it was 95, Clinton administration. It was, I believe, at 15, 16 days. And that shook a lot of people up. This government being closed for 40 days shattered the record. And it was the same guy, Nero 47. He keeps saying, I stopped 7 war. When you started a war in Venezuela, you got troops going to Nigeria. You stop 7 wars, and then you're going to create 25 more wars. This man is isolating this country from people around the world. So that's why when they shoot the missiles on him, they're not going to care. Well, they got babies and they got infants, and you got hospitals, and you got old people, and you got women, and you got men. You got you can't shoot them with me. The Russians gonna say, fuck that. Hit the button. Hit the button. Hey, the Most High gathered the elect, and the rest of you, he got y'all out there. That's why all these Israelites, mainly Israelites, coming up against us. You ain't no Hebrew Israelite, nigga. Guess what? You're gonna take you're You're gonna take the charagma, and then you're gonna be doomed. And before you doom, you're gonna catch cancer. And we don't give a fuck about y'all. Straight up. Give me a second here. That's Yeah, go ahead. All right, I'll see you. Shut it off. That was Bishop Sakaran. So this is talking about Esau. It said, look at the proud. They trust in themselves and their lives are crooked. But the righteous shall live by their faithfulness to the Most High. You men that came to this truth and you went back into the world, you're gonna all of you gonna get that chip. Guaranteed. You're not gonna, I ain't taking the chip. You're gonna take that chip. You might riff and wrath about you ain't gonna take it. You're gonna take it. You miss a couple of meals, you're gonna take it. And you're gonna be destroyed. And I don't give a damn about you either. It said wealth is treacherous, and the arrogant, these that are arrogant, are never at rest. They open their mouth as wide as the grave. Anything they do, they bring death with them. And like death, they are never satisfied. In their greed, they have gathered up many nations and swallowed many people, destroyed many people. Made the world a wilderness, Isaiah 14. But soon the captives will taunt them. Who are the captives? The captives are Israelites and the other nations, because they're captive too. They see when they come into the country and what they do. These guys, ICE guys, do you notice they're all mostly Edomites? They got the mask on. I don't care what you pay me. I can't see myself grabbing an old Mexican woman or a father from their kids crying. That you motherfuckers don't have no heart, man. You have no heart. That's why you're gonna be Obadiah 1:18. That's why you're gonna be deleted forever. You know when you hit the delete on a file and it goes into the recycle file and you delete it, then you get another chance. Are you sure you want to delete it? And then once you delete it, it's gone. So they're gonna be deleted. They ain't coming back. It said, but soon their captors will taunt them. So they see your downfall. Everybody's going to be talking about this motherfucker, Nero 47. Don't be surprised if he commits suicide like he did when he was Nero. Nero died by suicide, self-kill. Side means suicide, self-kill. Or he gets impeached, convicted of being charged with, impeachment, and he's convicted of it, and he has to leave. Or he resigns, like Richard Milhouse Nixon. I just want to say one thing. I'm no crook. Or have he said it? We knew you was a damn demon, man. Anyway, he can be replaced by JD. JD might be the real. He might be 20 times worse than this guy, 100 times worse. As it stands, Nero is the true Lord in Isaiah chapter 19. And Isaiah chapter 19 is talking about Babylon the Great. And we know it's talking about Babylon the Great because it says, And also in Isaiah 19 proves that we're going to speak Hebrew, the Paleo Hebrew. 5 cities in the land of Egypt shall speak the language of Canaan. So when the IUIC said, oh, we don't know the Hebrew, we got to wait. Zephaniah 3 and 9 and the kingdom, then we're going to speak it because we ain't got it now. The Most High didn't give it to us, so we don't know the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Well, how do you explain Isaiah 19? Well, some of you guys say, oh, it's talking about you had Israelites living in Egypt. Deacon Malachi, a.k.a. Deacon Malachiah, you don't want to call yourself that because that fire could burn your ass up. You did a video, and I think I did a video and I had you saying it, that Isaiah 19, Egypt is talking about America. So why some other cat gonna say, oh, that's talking about Israelites that were living in Egypt? They were speaking. No. 5 cities in the land of Egypt shall speak the language of Canaan. That's talking about here. Egypt is America. The cruel Lord is here. If it's not Nero, it's somebody else. But we believe it's Nero. He's been really, really crude, man. Like I said, if they pay me $500 an hour to go grab Mexicans and Venezuelans and put guns in them and separate them from their children crying, I said, nah, take that shit and shove it where the sun don't shine. These Edomites don't give a fuck. So when we get them, we ain't gonna give a fuck about them either. Real talk. They don't realize they're going down, man. This is a national embarrassment. Do you know that the whole planet Earth watches everything that goes on in America? When they got the next president for the United States, the whole planet, when this is the next president-elect, the whole planet is watching that. We ain't watching no little small country, some damn little small island of a guy that becomes queen. King. We ain't saying, oh, he gonna be, let's watch it. No. Anytime a U.S. president is involved or anything dealing with U.S., the whole world uses America as like a measuring stick for anything that's going to happen in the world. They predict things that's going to happen. So you think the whole world don't know? You think the whole world don't know about this thing going out? He's done. This place is done, man. Shameful spewing shall be upon thy glory. But soon their captors will taunt them. They will, and then in the kingdom, we're going to have to protect these Edomites because the other nations are going to be taking shots at you. They're going to be taking shots at you. We're going to have to protect you so we can get to you. Oh, you're fucking done. You're fucking done. The average lifespan of an empire is 250 years. Guess what they have in 2026 is 250 years. Babylon, Neo-Babylon went 70. They didn't even complete 70. I believe they actually was taken down in they ruled for 67 years. The scholars say that. They didn't even rule a full 70. But soon their captives, the other nations, starting with Israel, will taunt them. They will mock them, saying, what sorrow awaits you, thieves? What's the sorrow when you go down, when you go into captivity? What sorrow awaits you, thieves? Everything that you got is anything. As soon as you stepped out of Mount Seir, that area of land south of Moab and Ammon, as soon as you stepped out of that, you're a thief. You belong in Mount Seir. You don't even belong in the Caucasus Mountains. You stole the Caucasus Mountains. It says now you will get what you deserve. You've become rich by extortion, but how much longer can this go on? Suddenly your debtors. Now this is where you got to go into Hebrew. If you read it, IUIC only goes by you just go by the King James Version. When you come to the 7th verse, the word says clay, thick clay, laden with thick clay. So what does that mean? You're forced to go to the Hebrew. The word there is depth. It says suddenly your debtors will take action. They will turn on you and take all you have while you stand trembling and helpless. Who do you owe the money to? The super elite. And none of them are They'll say they ain't no real Christians. Because you have plundered many nations. Now all its survivors will plunder you. You committed murder throughout the countryside or the countries and filled the towns with violence. All these riots and things is based upon what's happened over here in the States. When the U.S. catch a cold, the planet Earth, the rest of the nations, they catch the flu. Some of them die too. You can die from the flu. C. Ragamuffin was a flu. Remember the flu. What sorrow awaits you who build big houses? They taking over Maza to build. That's going to be the Riviera of the Middle East. They're tearing that shit down to build it up, to extend the land mass for the small hats, the tiny tops. With money gained dishonestly. They want to take slavery, the Southern, American slavery. Oh no, they were employed. They were employed. They weren't slaves. Okay, well, you're going to be employed too. They refuse to give reparations. And you know who they got the main ones? These uncies. Play around with that word. That's pig Latin. Uncies. Should we get reparations? No, we shouldn't get no reparation. Them little nigglets, they ain't going to make it either. And see, all the nigga got to do is put a suit on, go on CNN, and just open his mouth for about a minute. We already know where the nigga stands. Oh, that's a unsi. You believe your wealth will buy security, putting your family's nest beyond the reach of danger? But by the murders you committed, you have shamed your name and forfeited your lives. Your lives. So now it's judgment for you. It's judgment for you. Let's go to Isaiah. Basic foundational scriptures. We done taught you all the scriptures, so we're reviewing Isaiah 47. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Y'all don't even. Let me ask the chat. Let me ask the chat something. I'm not gonna put GMS, but I bet you GMS will pop up. I'll be surprised if it doesn't. Oh, wait a minute. What is GMS take on Isaiah 47? I forgot that I went here the other day. What was it, yesterday, 2 days ago? Let me rephrase that. Pretty much they got it right? Well, let me rephrase that. Let me do this. Isaiah 47 is another one of my favorite prophetic scriptures as well. Come on now. Let's go. Let's go. She. I'm sorry. Copy and paste. Come down and sit in the old virgin daughter of Babylon. Is this referring I always spell that wrong. It's a double R. Is this referring to America? Question mark. I'm surprised they didn't mention GMS. Biblically, short answer, biblically, Isaiah 47 is not referring to America. Long answer, some modern interpreters apply the passage to America symbolically, but this is an interpretation, not what the text itself claims. What Isaiah 47 means in its original context was written about 8th to 6th century BC. The virgin daughter of Babylon is the ancient Babylonians, Chaldeans. I'm sorry. Why some people say it refers to America? Some modern prophetic teachers draw parallels between Babylon's wealth and influence, America's global power, similar moral warnings found in prophecy. They usually base it on Revelation 17 and chapter 17 and 18, Mystery Babylon, symbolic prophetic typology, the study of types, perceived moral or spiritual parallels, but this is interpretive or speculative, not the plain meaning, right? Because you got to break it down, you got to interpret it. Let me do this. What the Hebrew Israelite take on this subject? I bet you they don't mention the Demona Israelites. They don't even mention GMS. That's a shame. They don't like us. Hebrew Israelite teaching on Isaiah 47 interpretation varies by group, but among one West camps, example given, I mentioned all these groups. The standard teaching, virgin daughter, Babylon, United States, America, global power. There are non-one West Hebrew Israelites, more religiously traditional, who focus on the original historical meaning. do not claim Isaiah 47 is America. These other Israelite groups, these Yah Israelites, they clueless. Avoid end time speculation because they're not the prophets. A verse by verse breakdown of Hebrew Israelites. What about GMS? GMS Great Mills has one of the most developed and extreme. Oh, I love this. Thank you again, chat. GMS Great Millstone has one of the most developed and extreme prophetic teachings among One West Hebrew Israelite camps. I can explain their view actually without endorsing it and without repeating any harmful rhetoric. Below is the theological position they teach, not something I am affirming. I don't agree with this. Hold up now. I like that. GMS Great Millstone has one of the most developed and extreme prophetic teachings among One West. When you want to really get them prophecy, you got to come to GMS. Got to. GMS teaching on Isaiah 47. GMS teaching that teaches that Isaiah 47 is direct prophecy about the downfall of America, which they call Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon, the virgin daughter of Babylon. This is central to their end time doctrines. America, the virgin daughter of Babylon. They don't want to say too much. Okay, let's look at this. How GMS differs from other Hebrew Israelite camps. GMS shares the core idea, America's Babylon, with IUIC, ICBK, and others, but they go further. They go farther. Damn, they're saying it with an English accent. They go farther. Reading nearly all prophetic Babylon passages as future and American, applying Isaiah 47 more literally to America than most other camps. Chad is saying the most prophetic camp are the men of GMS, starting from the apostles on down. And you scragglers in GMS, you guys that don't, you spies, you police, you agents, the Most High gonna deal with y'all. Rejecting historical context, ancient Babylon in favor of end time prophecy, their approach is more apocalyptic and rigid than most groups. Well, let's steal this from Spanky. Chat, you said a mouthful. If you want, I can also explain how GMS uses specific verses in Isaiah 47, how their interpretation different from mainstream biblical scholarship, how GMS fits within the broader One West movement, how other camps, IUIC, ISBK, GOCC, Sakari, interpret Babylon differently. Which direction would you like to explore next? Let me do this. Let me read this again. How GMS differs from other Hebrew Israelite camps. GMS shares the core idea, America's Babylon, with IUIC, ISBK, and others, but they go further. By reading nearly all prophetic Babylon passages as future and American, applying Isaiah 47 more literally to America than most other camps. Rejecting historical context, ancient Babylon, in favor of end times prophecy, this approach is more apocalyptic and rigid than most groups or camps. Let me come back over here. I like the way you said that, chat. Where are we? Where are we? Oh, I'm sorry. I went too far up. What's the Hebrews the subject? What about GMS concerning this subject? GMS Great Millstone has one of the most developed and extreme prophetic teachings among One West Hebrew Israelite camps. I can explain their view actually without endorsing them. GMS Great Millstone has one of the most developed and extreme prophetic teachings among the other One Westers. Now let's go to Isaiah 47. You're being exposed on all levels. What you do behind closed doors is coming out. The whole world, the whole planet, all the nations, they got their eyes on it. Everybody knows now. Everybody knows. Nahum 3 says you're a gazing stock. Let me read this real quick and I'm going to go to Nahum. It said, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter. Babylon, we know what that's talking about. The ones that your minds, your spiritual eyes are open. Sit on the ground. There is no throne. You're losing your throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. You know what I'm going to do? Let me look these words, tender and delicate, up. You know, post, you know, what is it? Well, you had the Korean conflict and the Korean police action and the Vietnam police action. After the Vietnam police action, that's when this country started going down. That's when you had your Apollo missions going up into space. Allegedly. Tender and delicate. Remember, the Most High curse is so bad, we had to commit to the act of cannibalism, and y'all gonna do that too. Tender, soft, delicate, weak, tender, delicate of flesh, weak of heart, timid, soft of words, gentle words. That's why you had the term gentleman. A gentleman is you don't gotta be rough. You don't gotta be like a Viking. You know, this is the American way. You know, we don't. You know, you're soft. Rich, strong men make good times. Good times make weak men. Weak men make hard times. Hard times make strong men. Let me try something. I'm a little all over the place. Strong men make good times. Good times make weak men. Okay, here we go. The saying is a cyclical philosophy that suggests a recurring pattern in history and society. Tough times forge strong people who then build prosperous times, leading to a generation that grows complacent and eventually the decline that brings back hardship. Now I want to go to, I don't got to deal with delicate. Let's do this. Let's go to Nahum 3. Basic foundational scriptures. We done been through this. I believe it's the 16th verse. Could be the fifth. Let me see. Bear with me for a minute, y'all. Okay, it's 6. I'm sorry. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee. We know what it's talking about. And make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock. Let me look at this in the Hebrew, then I may even go into the English. Set thee as a gazing stock. The whole world's watching everything. The whole world's talking about Nero 47 right now, with this thing that he's been accused of, allegedly. Looking, appearance, seeing, sight, see, appearance, sight, a spectacle. You making a spectacle of yourself. Okay, so let's get this in the. Let's get this in. Let's go to the. Partly whilst ye were made a gazing stock, both by reproaches and afflictions. So we become a great. That's why you got these crazy niggas that call us out Israelites. You guys that are embarrassing. You're embarrassing the black race, and partly whilst we became companions of them that are so used. Okay, so gazing stock. Matter of fact, let's do this. Let's open this one up. This is Hebrews in the New Testament, right? Come back down here. Recall to remembrance the former days in which after ye were illuminated, ye endured a great fight of afflictions. We're doing that now. Partly whilst ye were made a gazing stock, both by reproaches and afflictions. Right? So let's take this out. No, I'm going to go into the Greek. Gazing stock. Give me a second. Okay. Let's listen to it.
Strong's G 2301. Theatrizo. Theatrizo.
Theatrizo. to bring upon the stage. We will put a 1 Corinthians 4:9, spectacle unto angels and to men. Hebrews 12 verse 1, I believe it's 1 and 2. 1, a great cloud of witnesses. So we're put on that stage. That's why everybody's talking. Shaq did it a couple months ago. He did a thing where he dressed up in the gold and the purple. They called him Barkus, and he was saying, are you not entertained? That's going around. That was like 3 months ago. Then you had this guy, Drewski, dressing up in the purple and gold. You know, and see, this IUIC thing, they put it out. They putting Israel out there, but then they're gonna realize the top group are the men of GMS. And the chat knows it. Ask chat. Chap said that. How did they say it? Develop? We fully developed, or however they say it. You can go back to that. It said they're extreme when it comes to prophecies. The GMS is extreme. The extreme team. Anyway, it says to bring upon the stage, to bring out in the open, to put the spotlight on, right? To set forth as a spectacle, exposed to contempt. Contempt means to disrespect. So guess what? The king of Babylon is now a gazing stock, and Babylon the Great is now a gazing stock. Now let's do this. Give me a second here. Nope, I don't want that. This is what I want. I don't know why I did this. I should. No. I did the right thing. Okay, I don't want that. Let me bring this back over here. What the hell did I just do? Let me do it this way. So the whole world sees us. You got these different comedians and different people. They're making little jokes. As the Apostle Paul said, I became a fool for the Messiah's sake. The foolishness of the preaching, 1 Corinthians 1. But gazing stock meaning, gazing stock a person or thing that is the object of public scorn, ridicule, or contempt, disrespect, similar to a spectacle. 1 Corinthians 4:9. A spectacle to the world, right, and to men. The term is often used in a religious context to describe individuals who are publicly humiliated or persecuted for their beliefs, like those mentioned in the Bible, who are made a spectacle of before others. Right? So now they're being made a gazing stock. Nero's being made a gazing stock. Everybody knows why he did what he did in the recent last months. He's trying to cover his ass. But the more you cover your ass, the more people got stuff on you. So let's go to Isaiah. I'm going to get ready to end this. Oh, I said I was going to go to Nahum, right? And I put in strong men make good times make weak men make what is it? Strong men make good times. Good times make weak men. Weak men make bad times. Bad times make strong men. These people are not going to go want to fight these wars like Venezuela. If it's a ground warfare, there's a chance that you ain't gonna make it home. You're gonna be coming home in a body bag. And Nero does this because he thinks he's gonna go on forever. Where did I say I was gonna go again? Nahum. Behold, 13th verse, behold, thy people in the midst of thee are women. They're going to bitch up. Thy gates, thy system, thy weapon system, what do you call it? What do you call it? Your safety system. Can't think of the actual word. That's your defense system. The gates represent your defense system. Before you go into a city, you got to go through the gates. So who's there at the gates? The guardsmen to defend the gate. Who are you, right? What are you here for? The gates of thy land, Babylon the Great, shall be set wide open unto thine enemies. The fire shall devour thy bars. This is not talking about, well, that's vocab say, well, that's talking about the people of Nineveh. No, it's talking about now. Remember, the book is written in code. You don't have the cheat codes. We do, which is understand our eyes being open. Most High gave us the cheat codes. So it said your men are gonna they ain't gonna want to fight. They were talking. One video said that they thinking about setting up another draft. So it's going to really get hot and spicy in America. This place is crumbling, man. Isaiah 47:1 on down. I believe that's either Jeremiah 50 or 51. Let's try Jeremiah 50. I don't remember these scriptures like I used to. 3 times. Jeremiah 15:37. A sword is upon their houses. You know what the sword is? The long-range missile systems. And upon their chariots, and upon all the mingled people that are. Oh, Nero's bringing back the tariffs now. You know why? Because it's affecting them. It's affecting the country. He's talking about giving out checks for $2,000 checks to every U.S. citizen or whatever. Most of them. I don't want one. I don't want nothing from him. People that are in the midst of her, and they shall become as women. They're gonna bitch up. A sword, a missile, missiles are upon her treasures, and they shall be robbed. The king of Babylon, which we think we know who he is, have heard the report of them, and his hands waxed feeble. Anguish took hold of him, and pains as of a woman in travail. This place is done, bro. Even these nations are going to, Habakkuk 2 and the NLT. It said that they're going to taunt you. I'm going to go to one more, Isaiah 14. And we're going to read in NLT. And 9. Isaiah 14 and 1 and 2 is getting ready to happen. The second verse in Isaiah 14, we're going to put all the nations, they're going to be under us. And it is going to be, they're going to be vassals to a certain extent. We're not just going to be lining up, beating everybody all day. We're going to have a system, a world system. So work's got to be done. I want to go down right to the 9th verse in the NLT, and I'm going to close it. Hey, I'm going to say this again. All you guys that came into this truth, especially in GMS, and you went back in the world, you're going to get chipped and you're going to die here in America. Because the Most High is going to put the spirit on you to say the missiles are not coming. I don't believe I'm an Israelite. And when you see the missiles hit the sky, you're gonna remember the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, but he gonna hear you. He gonna hear you. He's not gonna hear you. It says, in the place of the dead, there is excitement over your arrival, over your downfall. The spirits of world leaders and mighty kings long dead stand up to see you. What is that? That's reincarnation right there. That's why I read it in the NLT, the version of the NLT. It said, the spirits of world leaders and mighty kings long dead stand up to see your downfall. So these leaders, these very, like Shalmaneser the Fifth and Shalmaneser the Fourth and Nebuchadnezzar and Nebuchadnezzar and Nimrod and all these Cyrus, Darius, Xerxes, all these, Alexander, which he's an Edomite any goddamn way, so he's here. Antiochus Epiphanes, he's here. That whole line of the Seleucids, they're here. The whole line of the Ptolemies, they're here. The sons, the descendants of Lysimachus and Cassandra, they're here. The Roman emperors, they're here. Some of them is dead, some of them is here. Nero 47 is definitely here. I'll be damned if he's not Nero. Motherfucker look like Nero. All right? So this is reincarnation right here. And that's also in Matthew 12, where it says I'm not going to go to it, but it says the queen of Sheba, the queen of the south is going to condemn you, along with the men of Nineveh. So that's reincarnation. So these people, all that anger goes back to previous lives. And like I said, the whole world sees what's going on. The whole world is talking about what Nero did. He might as well off himself. He's an absolute disgrace. Anyway, shalom, on to the next shalom.